Got two businesses. One literally operates with me working 0 hours. People always ask about how are the stores going? How's business? It's really, really good. And I always say this to people when they ask is you allow me to reflect on the journey. You allow me to have some time to be like, how is it actually going? Because everything moves so fast paced in business in general. Plus, I'm in hospitality where everything is about getting the pizzas out to the customer as fast as we can. You got to be quick. It's a 10, 15-minute wait time. Everything is so fast paced, and I do not often smell the roses. I don't often stop and think about how amazing I've been doing or how far I've come. It's been 3 years. I've got two businesses. One literally operates with me working 0 hours in the store every week. All I do is take dough from one store to that store, and it is operating so fucking soundly and so amazingly that I'm like so grateful for the team that is in there. In saying that, this is where I want to get to. A bit of my backstory of how I came here. My dad opened a pizza shop in 2001. I was born in 1998. We lived behind the pizza shop for as long as I could remember. And when I was about 14, I started slowly working inside the pizza shop. When I got to 16 is when I started actually working, taking phone orders, doing, prepping. And then from 16 to 24, I was working at Dad's pizza shop, basically. It would range from, a couple nights a week to then it would become full-time, as in 5 days a week. I was in there. But remember, this is all at a very small pizza shop with your dad as your boss. Everything was learnt on the fly. Everything was learnt by trial and error. There wasn't anyone who had, made it in that business to show me the ropes. And during this time, there was a lot of fluctuation where how many times I would work, how often I would work. Sometimes it ranged from, 5 days a week to 2 days a week, depending on the season that I was in. Right after high school, I worked in construction, and I had 6 months working construction as a chippy, and I hated it. I had so many different jobs during this time. I started out working in cafes, worked at Vanilla. I started working in different bars. I worked at the SB as I was making cocktails. I was a back bar as a dishy. And I've had about 4 different cafe jobs and 3 different bar jobs, I think, during this time. I actually never lasted in a job more than 6 months. This is the longest job I've had, which is a self-employed job. My last job before I got into pizza was in HR. I did a 2-year diploma in human resource management and landed a job in the city. Quit after 3 months because I hated the corporate life. I hated how everything was so tight. There was such different long lines of communication to get something done. And it didn't feel right for me. I was so confused most of that time in that job. I was always debating, did I really want to do this? Now comes owning 2 businesses, owning 2 shops, and never being taught how to do that, never being shown on what is the right way to grow this business. And everything is just learnt on the fly. There's no one above me. There's no one keeping me in check. There's no one checking my work. And this is really hard. This is really hard because I feel like I'm guessing. At this stage of the business, I'm guessing. I don't really know what is the best decision and what's going to grow my business. Which investment is going to be the best thing? Should I buy this fucking dishwasher for $8,000? Is that going to increase sales? Is that going to increase my profit? Is it going to reduce my staff? I don't actually know any of these answers. And I'm just trying my best here. And that's what I feel like is being really hard. A lot of people will usually have a stable job and open a business in that field. I feel like I never really had that. The reason why I tell this story is to just inspire anyone who is feeling this sort of way, that they're uncertain on what direction to go, because I had so many different options that I could have gone. And someone just told me, you just got to do something for a long time. You got to do it for a longer period of time to know if you actually want to do it. And in this, you'll gain a lot more skills than like jumping and jacking from different jobs. And so if you're out there and you want to dive deep into it and you think 3 months is good enough to test it, I'm going to argue it's not. And you need to go further and deeper into that. This is Mac signing off. Thank you for listening to my first long form video.